the stop sign, turn left onto Burt Road. At the next light, turn left. At the light, turn left onto Grand River Avenue.
This year and stepping on the left side where he's been playing, where he's been good for this team. The long play for the Lions is that Sewell's the right tackle. It seems like it. Then that's why they drafted him.
Then you leave him there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, Gator. I totally understand what you're saying. The reason this is a discussion,
In 4 miles, turn right
I don't
onto
mind,
Inkster
by the way.
Road.
I cannot believe this is actually happening to the Lions. They ink Decker to a deal. They grab a guy who's going to be your right tackle, you think, for years to come, and then Decker gets hurt before the first game of the year. If we're like halfway through the season or a quarter way through the season and Sewell's been playing right tackle, it's a no-brainer to me. You just keep him a right tackle. But this is before he's even played one regular season game. We know we're pretty sure he's a really good left tackle. He was at Oregon. If he goes right to his left tackle, natural position to start his career, becomes like the next, Lomas Brown for this team, or, Anthony Munoz, just a rock steady over there. And he starts his career off on the right foot where he's already used to it. I can see the discussion being had, but there's no way Campbell and Holmes didn't think about what they would do if Decker went down at some point. So my guess is you're right, Gator. They just keep Sewell at the right side. But if you're ever going to start him at the left, this is the time, isn't it? You don't want to do it any other point. Like right now, to start his career on the left side.
I feel like if Decker is out for an extended period, and this has to be a pretty severe hand injury, if surgery is being considered, I mean, we're looking at a good number of weeks. I don't want to get carried away speculating because I really don't know. But if he needs surgery, he's probably not back for week 2. So if we start talking about something that could last, pure speculation, 6, 7, 8 weeks.
I didn't want any controversy for the Lions, and we've already got something where we're talking about should they even consider doing this. Because like I said, I only consider it now. If we start the season, he's playing the right side, Penny, you keep him over there, no questions asked.
Yeah. I've always, in the back of my mind, had this from the moment that they drafted Sewell and how he's going to be the right tackle. And my hesitation of that, the only hesitation I have drafting Penny Sewell is because of something that happened that the Lions did in 1999. They needed an outside linebacker pass rush guy. They drafted Chris Claiborne from USC and had him play that role. Chris Claiborne was a middle linebacker at USC. He was really, really good at middle linebacker. They moved him outside, and he was, it's all right.
Yeah.
Instead of drafting the guy who was an outside pass rusher guy, Javon Curse, who went like 10 picks later. And I remember that doing...
I think it was less than 10 picks. Yeah,
well, it was Claiborne was 9th overall. Curse was, it was 16. So 7 picks later, Javon Curse went to Tennessee. And I thought, at the time, why on earth would you take the middle linebacker and change his position to outside linebacker pass rusher, as opposed to just taking the guy who's really good in college as a pass rusher and leaving him there? And obviously, Curse went on to have a really good NFL career. I think he had 74 total sacks.
Kind of a freak.
Yeah, he was really good. He was really good. So I'm not letting that thought totally enter my mind right now, but I can't help but think about it. Okay,
Right?
I mean, Sewell's supposed to be this dominant left tackle. They drafted him to put him on the right side, and we threw it all around during the draft time. And okay, is Decker going to move to the right? Is he going to stay left? What are they going to do? And they made their decision that Sewell was going to play right, Decker was going to play left. Those guys know. They see every day in practice. They're the football guys. We can talk about it. It doesn't mean I'm not skeptical of it, but I'm still going with the plan. If that was their plan, if their plan for these guys, they are bookend tackles for the next 5-6 years.
You're basically in your pocket. Stick with that plan no matter what.
Yeah.
Right. No matter what. Sewell's our right tackle. The only reason I bring it up is because you understand, right? If you're ever going to do it, you do it now, right? If you want Penny Sewell to play left tackle, start his career off at left tackle.
Well,
don't move him.
I think the thing is with him, because of the comfort factor of it, and because he played it in college and did it so well, I think he can always go back to that in an off season. You know, there are guys that switch during the game, left tackle to right tackle, and because that's his comfort zone, perhaps, that you can do that anytime you want. But right now, I don't do it. I keep him on the right side.
I think we learn a lot about the mentality of the organization depending upon where Penny Sewell lines up Sunday. If he lines up at right tackle,
Are they going for
it is a confirmation. If he lines up at right tackle, it's a confirmation. Turn on.
This is a long-term play.
And if they line him up at left tackle, they're trying to win the game, and hence win.
Yeah.
And the long-term plan be damned, trying to win on Sunday. Because I mean, if you're asking who should be more adept to start at left tackle Sunday, Matt Nelson or Penny Sewell?
It's Penny Sewell.
It's Penny Sewell. So I think this will provide some insight into what their plan is and what they're thinking and how they're operating. And I will bet he lines up at right tackle.
Now let me really jump to a conclusion here, guys. Let's be really irresponsible.
Here we go.
Let's say Decker's out for the year. Does that change your opinion at all, Gator? You still keep Sewell no matter what on the right side.
It's interesting because it's a hand injury. If it were like a shoulder injury or a knee injury, I think it might change my mind, or I might be more open to that.
But
Because a hand, you expect you can recover from a hand.
whether it's a year or
Yeah.
less than whatever.
Yeah. Does that
So-
make sense?
Yeah, no, I understand.
I think you're right. I think you're right. 248-539-9797. Let's get back to your predictions on the season. We go to Tim at East Point. Hi, Tim.
Oh boy. What an announcement. But I'm still going to plant my flag and say they're going to play one game over 500, 9-7. And the reason that I say that is because, number one, what you let off the program was saying that the coaching was so bad, and being on the hot seat like they were with virtually a change in ownership, they never put people in the defense in a place to succeed. And I think that if there's talent on this team anywhere, I think that we're going to be very strong defensively. Just the secondary has a lot to prove, but I think that could be a real high point in this game, in their record. Number two, Jared Goff, I think is being underrated around the country. And in 5 years, the guy went to 2 Pro Bowls, 4 playoff games, and 1 NFC championship. So he can't be as bad as he's been touted. Number 3, receivers emerge. Every year there's a receiver that will emerge. And I think that we had that possibility in our team. And number 4, very quickly, they could sneak up on a bunch of teams this year.
They could
Anybody
overlook.
that comes in and thinks the Lions are going to lay down, they will be prepared this year.
So, Tim, let's go. Let's revisit.
At the next
Can we
light,
revisit the
turn
first thing
right.
you said?
Sure.
You think the Lions are going to be one? You said the Lions are going to be 1 game over 500. I think they're going 9-7.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That's all
You're
right.
presuming me 9-8, right?
Right, the 17 still throws me off.
That's right. All right, gotcha. Yeah. Just making sure. Carson Anderson, more of your picks coming up. 97-1 the ticket.
Hey, it's Gator, and you know my favorite place to go to is 24 Seconds Bar and Grill in Berkeley. Listen, I love the place. They got flat screen, high definition TVs
At the
all
light,
throughout the place.
turn
They
right
got
onto
a
Inkster
rooftop
Road.
deck that is spectacular, and now inside they got rid of the projection TVs, and they've got giant flat screen TVs up on the walls there as well. They pump in the sound, pipe in the sound for all the big games. It's the best place in town to watch sports. NFL Sunday Ticket and football is back. And during the Lions games, you get $3 20-ounce drafts of Miller Lite. And for all the home games as well, they got the Lions shuttle. It's back
In
as well. You can
1.3
avoid the
miles,
traffic and the
arrive
parking
at Inkster
nightmares.
Road.
Take the 24-second shuttle for only $35. And don't forget to bring the beverage of your choice on the bus with you. And for Saturday's noon MSU game and U of M's 8 o'clock game, $3 20-ounce drafts of Bud Light or Miller Lite. For Tigers, they've always got $3 bottles and cans of Miller Lite and Coors Light during the games. And they got specials all day, every day. If you need an event or party catered, let 24 fantastic. Or you can reserve a private lunch and check out that best rooftop deck around. It is fantastic. The service is great. Food is even better.
In 1 mile, arrive at Inkster Road.
24 Seconds is hiring cooks and dishwashers. No experience necessary. Check out all the happenings on the webpage at 24secondsbar.com. And as always, they got free parking around back. 24 Seconds Bar and Grill on 12 Mile in Berkeley.
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is giving all new players a can't-miss offer for Week 1. Bet just $1 on any NFL game during the first week of the season and receive $200 in free bets instantly, no matter what. You heard right. DraftKings is giving all new players $200 in free bets instantly when you place a bet of $1 or more on any Week 1 game. Head to the DraftKings Sportsbook app now to check out all the great promotions and daily odds boosts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 971THETICKET to receive $200 in free bets when you place a $1 bet on any Week 1 game. That's code 971THETICKET for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline at 800-270-7117. 21 and over. Michigan only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for full terms and conditions.
At Community Financial Credit Union, home loans aren't just for fixing up the house. Access funds to pay for whatever you need, a vacation, home entertainment center, or a wedding. And yes, you can even pay for that dream home renovation. If you're looking for banking that really brings it all back home, look no further than Community Financial. Find out more at cfcu.org or stop by one of our 13 convenient locations. That's cfcu.org, federally insured by the NCUA, equal opportunity lender, NMLS 440274.
According to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will know that you
Arrive at
can try
Inkster
ZipRecruiter
Road.
for free
Arrived.
today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Yes, free. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply. 82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/free. How much? Free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Pepero of National Benefit Plans. For affordable health insurance, log on to nbphealth.com.
Odyssey is your new home for all the audio that matters to you. Download the Odyssey app today.
Scott Anderson from an unnamed texter. Decker already got his fat left tackle contract. Now be a man and let the kid play left tackle so he can get his fat payday. Unnamed texter. I think the Lions' plan was to keep Sewell on the right side until he was better than Decker. Then you switch them. Unnamed texter. Fellas, I'm a surgeon and hand surgery is really, really difficult. Problems with the hand are hard to fix. That's an unnamed texter. Decker punched a wall when they told him he was moving to right tackle. This is so obvious, guys. That's from an unnamed texter. Tommy Beans, Shelby Townships. I think this is the perfect opportunity to put Penny Sewell at left tackle and let him get a few reps to get used to the speed of the NFL, then put him back at right tackle.
Do you agree with that idea?
No, but I'm fascinated to see what they do because I think it really will provide some insight into what the organization is thinking.
What was the famous Jansen line as he was lying on the ground with his leg going the other way?
If you want to, I mean, look, I'm not advising you do this, but you could Google search John Jansen broken leg. And his leg snapped, in part because I think Clint Portis missed a block.
That's the rumor.
Yeah, and his
That's the Shredder said.
There's a picture of him laying on his back. His foot should be facing directly the camera. It's turned sideways. And it happened near the Miami bench. And Cam Cameron was at Michigan when John Jansen was at Michigan. And Cam Cameron was the head coach of Miami at the time. So Jansen's laying on the ground. I think it was a preseason game. And Cam Cameron was one of the first people to it. And his leg is just twisted grotesquely. looks up at Cameron says, is it 2 to 4 weeks or 3 to 6 weeks? Cameron says, I think it's more 3 to 6, John.
Yeah. So, if Sewell ends up playing left tackle on Sunday, it would tell me that it would be gone for a lot longer than even 3 to 6 weeks.
Could be.
And you guys would prefer he just stay at right tackle, right? For the long term, because that's what I asked you before the break.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it seems, I'm open to it, but I'm leaning towards that side, because if it's a hand injury, and you can come back from hand injuries during the course of the season, I would expect them to come back.
But that's why I asked you guys, too. If it's a season ender, which I don't expect it to be, and we have no idea, by the way, I will make that clear. I have no idea. I was just asking you guys, Decker's out for the year. Would you move Penei Sewell to the left tackle? And you both said right tackle. I think for the long-term success of the team is right.
Yep. Yep.
For me, I actually tend to agree with you guys. But let's say he's not the backup left tackle. Nelson is. He's got to be the third string left tackle. If something happens to Nelson, he probably goes to left, and they bring in Vaitai to the right, maybe.
Well, they've got another guy they just brought up in the practice squad, right? Or brought to the practice squad. So if it sounds like Decker's not going to play, Nelson's already on the roster, so the guy to bring up, maybe he's the backup to
But that goes with your guys' plan, basically, is Penei Sewell right tackle no matter what.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not as firm as you guys are. I prefer him to be the right tackle because I believe in Decker as a part of this team the next couple of years at least. But I do think at some point you kind of do want to see him at left tackle if he has to go over there.
Yes.
And if this is the year to do it, well, we don't expect much from the team anyway.
This is really weird. The whole thing is really weird.
Yeah,
I can be convinced. Put him at left. What if he's dominant?
Yes.
What if he's better than Decker?
Hall of Famer.
Which based upon what we read out of college, there's a chance that he is going to be a dominant tackle. And where do you put that guy? You put him at left tackle.
What if he's beating my head against the wall?
I know. Let's just get to phone because we got a ton of people want to talk. We got Evan and Hallie on 97 on the ticket. Hi, Evan. Evan, are you there?
Sorry. Shredder?
No. You and Hal, are you there? He's there, but Ken's in the phone end next. Hi, Ken.
Hey, thanks for taking my call, guys.
Sure.
I'm totally on board with Doug's prediction following the Pistons model.
Yeah.
But to help explain, at least from my perspective, I can't speak for everyone, but to explain short-term, low expectation, I think that Lions fans are extremely excited about the long-term expectation. And I'll even go as far as saying I think we're looking more forward to the draft coming up than the season. But I've been a Lions fan since the Monty Clark days, so it's been a while. And this is the first time that I can remember that the Lions are actually putting a structure in place, and an interchangeable structure. And they're putting not the best players, but the best players for the system in place. And I just think that I'm really excited about it.
Brad Holmes has done some really good things, and his resume, I think, was exactly what you should be looking for. And now it's a matter of him. I mean, being a director of college scouting is one thing, and building your resume based upon really good drafts is cool. But being the GM is completely different. Knowing when to take guys, which guys, to try and let slip later in the draft. I mean, based upon that video they put out, the Lions organization put out, the behind the scenes at the draft, they were celebrating every pick. Like their plan worked perfectly, which I'm sure there were guys they wanted that went off the draft. Their top, 7 players weren't the 7 they came away with. Let's go to Glenn in Durant. You're on 97 on the ticket. Hi, Glenn.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, Glenn.
Hey, I got a problem to talk about first. I went ahead and bought my Stafford jersey, forgetting that they switched the colors down there, and I'm a MSU fan, so I'm gonna get caught wearing that blue and yellow this year.
Oh, you got a blue and yellow. You got a Ram Stafford jersey.
You bought a Ram Stafford jersey, and you're a Spartan fan.
I got a Ram Stafford jersey, and it's no longer gold and gold and black.
I don't think they'll be confused.
Yeah, I won't be because it's not maize.
Oh, it's a different blue.
Anyways, I was calling to give my prediction. I'm predicting 1-7 16 because even the Jews figured it out after.
What the hell was that?
I don't know.
What the hell was that? All right, Warrior calls, or excuse me, predictions. Pat writes in, they're going 6-11. The coaching is worth an extra game. Jordan in Waterford says Lions go 5-12. Sam in Dearborn says 4-12-1 with a tie on Turkey Day. 5-12. They had to learn math to get past 16 for that. Goff will be decent enough for the Lions to not prioritize a quarterback. That's from DB Cooper in the sky. from Shot in Sterling Heights. 5-12. They'll play hard, be entertaining, but lack the talent to overcome. Detroit Rugby says, I have the Lions going 6-10-1 with an on-brand tie versus the Rams, where they'll prove absolutely nothing versus Stafford. From Mike, 3-14, Chicago, Philly, and Cincinnati. This team has no talent, and I think Campbell will be exposed as a disaster of a coach. Get your predictions in 248-539-9797. It's Carson Anderson. You're on 97.1 The Ticket.
Hey, Lions fans are the greatest fans in all of sports, and BetMGM is celebrating them with a special offer on their favorite team. Just sign up with BetMGM using bonus code GATOR100 and make any $1 wager on the Lions game. Once the bet is placed, you'll receive $100 in free bets. It's just that simple. And the opportunities to score big this season don't stop there. Try BetMGM's one-game parlay feature and combine bets within a single football game. Or check out fan-friendly promotions like special odds boosts, also early cash-out offers, sweepstakes giveaways, and more. Download the app or go to BetMGM.com and use bonus code GATOR100 to receive $100 when you make any $1 bet on the Lions game. Lions fans, now you're winning with the King of Sportsbooks. New customer offer, paid and free bets. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 or older. Michigan only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. This excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
Thinking about selling your home? Have you outgrown your current home? Get the Z Guarantee and call me, Mark Z. This Odyssey.com Sports Minute is brought to you by Paulson's Audio and Video. This is Damon Amendolara with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Most of the chatter of last night's game is going to be around Tom Brady and the Bucs win. And no doubt the Bucs are going to be real good. And Brady at 44 defies logic. But how about them Cowboys? And how about all the ways they coughed up that game despite 400 yards from Dak Prescott? Mike McCarthy might want to explain some of his thinking. Running the football only 11 times against a team with a high-octane offense and on the road. A kicker who botched a 31-yard field goal and an extra point. 8 penalties and multiple stalled trips inside the red zone. The Cowboys had a golden chance to steal that game and were jobbed by a bogus pass interference on that final drive. But they also have to look in the mirror. Again, this is Damon Amendolara.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Companies. If you thought you missed your chance to refinance and save, think again. Mortgage rates have recently dropped below 3%, and Rocket Mortgage can help you save big. You could lower your monthly payment and prepare yourself for a better financial future, but you've got to act now. Call us today at 833-8-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rocket.
Conditions apply. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
So sticky.
At Hannah's Organic Honey, business may be sweet, but they need an e-commerce queen bee to lead the hive.
Okay, these jars are going to Jakarta. Oh, wait a minute. Does that say Jackson?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Schedule virtual interviews and talk to candidates right from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Combining on the 75 years of local business with resources of 550 stores across the U.S., Builders First Source and John's Lumber are experts at windows and door installation. Add value and beauty to your home with trusted brands like Anderson, Jeld-Wen, Therma-Tru, and more. Then have your new windows and doors installed properly the first time with John's expert installation team. Find them at their Metro Detroit locations in Clinton Township and Shelby Township. Call 833-GO-JOHNS now. John's is more than lumber.
Still unsure about the vaccine? These Michigan doctors want you to hear them out.
This variant and this disease is relentless. We're seeing more patients admitted with severe disease. It's heartbreaking for me to have to turn to my patient in the bed and to say, you need to make that phone call because we're putting you on life support.
We have witnessed a tremendous surge in critically ill patients that have proven to be exceedingly difficult to care for. And when you have to tell a family member that they've lost a loved one and they haven't been able to be there, it's just brutal.
And so anyone that's not been vaccinated at some point is going to be exposed.
In order to keep Michigan safe, it's so important to get vaccinated.
Find your vaccine at michigan.gov/COVID-vaccine. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
97 won the ticket, and the Bet 1270, your home for the NFL on Westwood One. The Las Vegas Raiders host the Baltimore Ravens. Monday Night Football. Pre-game at 7:30 on the Bet 1270, Detroit.
Lunchtime coming up here. Lunchtime. 248-539-9797. It's our annual Lions prediction show. Go on the record, get your predictions in. We got to move through these quicker. We haven't been good about that. So, all right. Let's go to Tony in the Upper Peninsula. You're on 97 on the ticket. Hi, Tony.
Good morning, guys.
Hey.
Can you answer one question for me? Why are we trying to pound Penny Sewell into the right tackle position? Wasn't he an All-American and a Outland Trophy winner at left tackle? Why this problem should have been solved before the draft or in preseason? Why are we putting him in a position of strength and instead trying to put him in a position of maybe weakness or just maybe above average? Put him at left tackle, and if that wasn't the reasoning behind doing the draft with him, then they should have probably went to the quarterback.
Well, Tony, maybe they think that he's just going to be an excellent right tackle, and it just takes some time, and this is the year that you can give him the time to do it.
Or maybe they think they like their left tackle currently, and they'll have two really good tackles. I mean, look, we've obviously going back to the draft, this was discussed from day one, and it just comes back up. And if people are just joining us, it sounds like Taylor Decker's going to be out for a while with a hand injury, and so they're looking at maybe moving Sewell to left tackle, maybe starting Matt Nelson at left tackle, or moving Vitae out to left tackle and putting Stenberg at guard. But a lot of decisions to be made.
But you guys, before the draft started, you guys were always on the bandwagon of not making people switch positions from inside linebacker to maybe middle linebacker. So now...
Oh, it's a challenge. It's a challenge.
That's now Rockland.
We're not.
Well, before the draft,
before the draft, I was perfectly fine with it. I'm still fine with it.
No, my position, Doug, is that you were saying on any position that it's harder to switch positions.
We've said the Lions have failed at it in the past. The Lions have failed at it in the past, but guys switch positions and they do it successfully. The Lions haven't. I can't think of the Lions doing it successfully.
Well, that's the point. So why are we trying to put Penny Sewell at right tackle? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I mean,
All-American, one of the best linemen in college football coming out, and now we're putting him in a position of weakness.
Well, I mean, I'm not that worried about it right now. I would leave him there and let him develop because that's the long-term plan.
It's clear that this coaching staff, this coaching staff feels that the weakness isn't going to last long. That long-term, he is going to be an excellent right tackle. Mm-hmm. They're not just doing it on a whim. They're doing it because they think it's going to be successful. Now, you can disagree and say, I don't think that doesn't seem to make sense to me. I wouldn't do that. You've already got if you got a left tackle in place, and you could do drafting somebody else in that position, in a different position. Fair enough. Or you can say that you're going to draft him, you move the left side, you move Decker to the right side, but then you're switching another guy and putting another guy in a position of weakness. If your whole point is hey, they should have drafted somebody else at 7. Okay. But the reasoning is they think he's going to be excellent at right tackle.
Let's go to Evan and Howie on 97 to ticket. Hi, Evan.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
So, I'm not overly optimistic. I try to look at, each position and what our strengths and weaknesses are. I'm not going to give you an SOL reason, but I think there's a fair chance we could go 7 and 10. First off, we really upgraded the offensive and defensive line, and I think based on those two strengths, they could both finish in the top 15 in the league this year, possibly with Flowers, and then you got Brockers, McNeil, Anzarike, Nick Williams. It just seems like a stout defensive front right there. So I think our weaknesses in the secondary aren't going to be quite as a big deal. And then we got Derek Barnes, Anzalone. So we got some guys that can make plays, linebacker. But basically, I'm thinking we can go 7 and 10. I think that a battered Ravens offense, they're down to their 4th running back. So that's really going to help us a lot. Bateman's hurt. Marquise Brown's been having a hamstring injury. And then the Cardinals, we always play them tough. They seem to have a hard time beating us. And then I think we'll split with the Vikings, split with the Bears. And then we can scratch out some wins against maybe the Falcons.
So you're an optimistic 7 and 10.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be great, but I think our front is going to be good enough to keep us in the games. I really believe in Jamal Williams. He's one of the best pass receiving running backs in the league, and then Swift has been great for us when he's been healthy. So I think our running game is going to be a strength for us. And then Goff, he's not awesome. I wasn't really impressed when I saw him at training camp with how he throws, but I think if we can run the ball, it's going to put him in good play action situations, which when he was going to the Pro Bowl, Todd Gurley was running like a bat out of hell.
They need to be able to run the ball effectively. To have the offense work, they need to be able to run the ball effectively. And I think that's another reason that I think you can be a little bit more optimistic about Sewell in the running game, because if you watch the preseason, his run blocking was just fine. Now, we didn't see a whole lot of the first unit all together when they were when they ran the ball well. That didn't happen. They ran the ball well in the second half of the preseason games, not the first half. And that is a little bit concerning, but it's also pretty vanilla what they were showing. They didn't use DeAndre Swift in the preseason.
Demetrius is in Flint and next. Hi, Demetrius.
Hey, guys. Thanks for the call.
Sure.
Hey, so as tempted as I am to go full-on cornbread crusade under the number 10, I'm not going to do it.
All right.
But I am going to go with 9 and Flint Northern Mass is 9 and 8, unlike a lot of us. I think, though, that my reason, and as they just told, I truly believe that both the Bears and Vikings are double fights. I think they're both going to get huge steps back, and the boldness of my 9 is that I think we sweep them both. And then from there, Cincinnati, Philly, Denver, Atlanta, I think those are winnable. And then I think you roll into 18, and the Packers have nothing to play for. And you get a gimme. So that's how I get you to 9.
5-1 in the division.
Correct. I mean, understanding that the last one, the Packers won't play anybody, but we'll take the W anyway.
Yep.
I think it is largely, not only I think the Lions are going to be great. This is a process. I'm fine for 2 years now. I just think Chicago has got a coach on a hot seat and a quarterback controversy, and that thing can go right real quick. And I think Minnesota's going to hit on defense, and they are going to be the team that I will also predict will have the major COVID incident because they got the knuckleheads over there who won't get vaccinated.
Sure. I'm in with deep. I like it. Demetrius would be great. Way to represent the Vikings. Well done. Flint Northern Vikings. 248-539-9797.
Although I think they're crazy, the optimistic Lions fans, I love the pathway, everyone. As long as you give me a reason, some kind of pathway other than new regime,
well, that was
coaching
a
staff.
good one.
I don't need
Not
slogans.
Lions.
Yeah, I need real. Just give me some kind of. Show me the direction and how this happens.
Oh, he showed.
Yes, I'm cool with that. I don't think it's going to happen, but
he showed.
You need a plan. Just like every week, the Lions are going to a plan to beat the Niners, beat the Bears, beat the Packers. And, of course, there's resistance. You get punched in the mouth, like Tyson says. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. How will the Lions react? And show me a plan. And if it does that, that's the way they get to 9 and 8, right? This is the way they get to 10 and 7.
You had a plan. Let's go to Joanne on a cell. You're on 97 on the ticket. Hi, Joanne.
Oh, God, hi. You guys made me uncomfortable when you were arguing. King, and no, you weren't great at breaking him up because you couldn't get a word in.
That's okay. It's fine.
He's done, by the way, Joanne.
I side with Gator Jones. I think they're going to be, unfortunately, 3 and 14. And there's so many unknowns with this team. Fine, and they shouldn't have played starters in the preseason. There's nothing to. I want the coach and all the coaching staff, and I think they will succeed. I think they'll be good. There's too many unknowns. Sewell's on his butt. He's going to be great. He has to learn. Big learning curve. Akuda's going to be better. His coach was defending him, and it's okay. He's going to be good. Big learning curve on that position. Everybody, I just want.
Well, I put inserts in my shoes, and they're still slipping off.
Oh, really?
I think they're just that kind of shoe.
Just shuffle your feet.
No, I'm not going to be able to wear them. I'm going to have to wear black shoes. Which, I don't know if it goes with navy. I mean, I have like a little white sweater that I could wear. You liked the purple one that I could wear over it, but it's not dressy. I don't know what to do. It's so much easier for guys.
It's just, I don't get worked up about it. I could care less. I don't see why it makes a big deal. Just wear whatever. It's not like you're gonna be up on the stage, everybody looking at you.
I know. You're right. Okay.
Alright.
Boo slipped on the box of Ricky's jeans, and now the top pair has cat hair all over them.
It's been comfy.
Okay, babe.
Alright.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
$10 an hour for you to have your child's heart screened. Get your kid's heart checked at the Ernst Cardiovascular Center at Beaumont Hospital in Royal Oak. Details at 971theticket.com. WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. An Odyssey station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. From the Sold by Moxie Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Not great news on the left tackle front for the Lions. Head coach Dan Campbell saying this morning that he's going to be down for a while with his hand injury. They're going to need to adjust from there. He's going to speak to a doctor this afternoon, and then they'll know for sure, but likely not going to be able to play on Sunday. Right now, Matt Nelson is the only other tackle on the 53-man roster, and of course, rookie Penei Sewell could also potentially switch from right to left tackle, but Dan Campbell says that that is going to be a delicate dance.
That's where we ended up going with it. You know, that's what he did play in college, and it's something he's comfortable with, but it's that fine balance between, you know, who do you feel like is best to move to the left side, or versus he's a rookie and he's getting better on the right side, and let's keep him there knowing that Decker will be back a little bit. So that's kind of the balance that we're playing with.
Also, the Lions giving 17-year long snapper Don Muehlbach a belated birthday present, a special assistant gig with the organization. He'll consult on matters for GM Brad Holmes, head coach Dan Campbell, and President Rod Wood throughout the operation. Muehlbach, a two-time Pro Bowler, was cut this preseason on his birthday. Tigers back in action after a day off, beginning another homestand this weekend with the competing Rays in town. Matthew Boyd getting the first nod this evening with Casey Mize and Tariff Spoogle set to go on Saturday and Sunday. Tonight's game set just after 7 o'clock at Comerica Park with coverage right here on The Ticket. Also, the Pistons lock in their preseason schedule and make it official. Exhibition game number 1 will be on Wednesday, October 6th against the Spurs. Then games on the 11th, 13th, and 15th for their preseason slate. So a Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for their games. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Chris Villar. For stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and Odyssey.com.